Presiding Officer, as I stand before you here today, I'm a mixture of natural chemicals, but the most important one, the one without which I would have no existence, is the two atoms of hydrogen in close embrace with an atom of oxygen, H2O, water. That constitutes some 57% of my body, of all the chemicals that make up the essential me. We can survive without food for many weeks, but we survive without water for only a very few weeks. We can choose. Others in areas of substantial aridity have no choice whatsoever. But I'm lucky so far. My body receives water in adequate quality, processes water with other inputs, retains enough for its needs and discharges water waste, all with adequate efficiency. An absolute model for Scottish water. A key part of this bill is about people who are less lucky. Embedding the domestic success of Scottish water, cheap, cheerful and effective in comparison with elsewhere in these islands, into the world. The key part of this bill is addressing the hydrogenation agenda. Our expertise should be seeing others gain the kind of skills that we have here. I've no objection whatsoever to a state-owned company in Scotland helping and engaging in commercial and social activities in countries elsewhere. No doubt Mr Johnson will care to think whether it's time that DB Schenker was thrown out of the rail network in the UK and the Dutch Post Office did not get to undermine Royal Mail. But I suspect that wasn't where he was going in his previous remarks. Now, providing commercial services from Scottish Water's expertise and working in conjunction with 300 or so companies that constitute Scotland's water industry is important in engaging internationally. Now, I particularly welcome the bill's duties placed on ministers in relation to, and I quote, ways that contribute to the sustainable use of water resources, and that's at 1.1b. The wider sustainability agenda is progressed through the Climate Justice Fund, which I was very pleased to be associated with previously. The two march together, economic and sustainable futures. Our water resources are, the bill says, to be used not just for economic benefit, but for any other benefit. And I particularly welcome the Cabinet Secretary's plans to make that much clearer. I'm going to focus a little bit on the international activities that we can be involved in that relate to water. I was pleased when I was in Rio as Climate Change Minister to meet a number of international organisations for whom water was a key issue. Because while we have too often, perhaps, a surfeit of water, increasing numbers of people around the world are in water deficit. And meeting people from around the world, from countries that are in water deficit, is a graphic way of engaging attention and making real what is only words on paper, when you meet people who have to deal with these problems day to day. So I'm pleased that we've been able to work with Mary Robinson and with others to create the Climate Justice Fund and through that to be supporting water initiatives. The Government has said, and I absolutely support, that it wants to be the help desk to the world on water governance, and I think that's very important. Now, water and energy are closely connected. I mean, what do you think a tonne of water looks like? And the answer is it's a cubic metre, something that, by that, by that. It's a heck of a lot of weight when you move water around. So I very much welcome the fact that Scottish Water are now engaging in producing green power on their own estate. And this bill before us gives certainty to their ability to profit from doing that, not simply to use it for their own purposes. That's an economic and environmental benefit. And it builds further expertise at the join between the economy and the environment, which I very much welcome. And, of course, it's another opportunity to earn from the developed world and support countries in greatest need where they cannot afford to pay for such skills as we have. We've already in the world seen border disputes over water, and it is not unlikely that over the next 100 years we will see skirmishes, perhaps even wars, fought over water, because there is no asset in the modern world will be more important. So we can contribute to world peace, and what higher objective could we serve by engaging with countries around the world whose populations are in water deficit, allowing Scottish Water and other companies with expertise in Scotland in dealing with the water industry to engage internationally, support those in greatest need and contribute to world peace. I think that's a pretty good day's work, and I congratulate the committee and the government on what they've done so far. I look forward to more in future. Presiding Officer.